Which ninja were you in the movie?
I'm the invisible ninja.
So Chiba-san, as of course, the producer of the film and all of Sushi Typhoon. I just wanted to ask Mimoto-san some questions. So you've seen the movie. The movie hasn't opened in Japan yet. So yeah, this is the world premiere, obviously.
This is really
So
world premiere.
what is it? So he's. So there's no way of comparing with a domestic audience, but what's it like watching the film with a foreign audience? Hmm.
日本でまだ公開も千葉プロデューサーのように日本でもまだ公開されてないんですけど、一度試写会を行ってまして、関係者等で見ていたんですけれども、その時のリアクションとは全く違いますね。
As Chiba-san said, hasn't premiered in Japan yet. We did have one small screening, but the reaction of that screening and the audience here today is totally different.
Yes, as you can expect. Have you ever watched one of your films with a foreign audience?
Yes, today's the first time.
Yeah. So you started work as a stuntman.
そうです。スタントの経験が2年間ありまして、それ以前に空手なんか10年間やってたんですけども、アクションものが好きで、はい、体を動かしたりしていました。
Yes, I first started working as a stuntman for 2 years, and before that I practiced karate for 10 years. And I really like working with my body, so I was very athletic.
I think there's some people in the audience who might know why working on your body either.
No idea why you're laughing right now.
So what led you to want to become an action actor?
やっぱりジャッキー・チェンとか好きで。ジャッキー・チェン、サマン・キンポー、ドニー・ヤン。好きで、やっぱり小さい時からずっとアクション映画を見てたので、やっぱり自然と自分自身も演じたいと思ってました。で、今回夢を叶えてくださったんですけれども。
I grew up watching action films, and I love them, and so naturally I wanted to become an action actor at some point. And now Mr. Chiba has made my dreams come true.
Yeah.
So people here have heard of Yuji Shimomura, the action director and co-director of the film. Shimomura-san did Death Trance, a movie for Shock, and has done action direction on a ton of movies, including stuff like Donnie Yen's Flashpoint. He's worked back and forth between the Hong Kong and the Japanese film industry. He's co-directing another Sushi Typhoon film, Yakuza Weapon, that you saw the trailer for with Takasaki and Yuji. So that's a way of leading into what was it like working with Yuji Shimomura and his team, who are pretty well known even overseas, at least the films that they worked on.
下村雄二さん、また園村健介さんとはゲームソフトですね、先ほど千葉義則プロデューサーから紹介いただいたんですけども、ゲームの仕事でアクションの仕事をやらせてもらったことがあったんですけれども、実写は初めてだったんですが、下村雄二さん、今でもアクション監督、そして監督されてますけど、今でも体が動けるんですね。だから方のつけられたアクションを自分自身がやるのはすごくプレッシャーを感じてやってました。
So as Mr. Chiba mentioned before the film, I also did motion capture work for video games, and so I worked with Mr. Shimomura and also with Keisuke Sonomura in that context. But this is the first time I worked with them on a live action film. But Mr. Shimomura, he's an action director now, but he's still able to do all the moves himself. He's still able to, his body is still active like that. So he would show me, and then to have to replicate what he's shown me, there's actually quite a bit of pressure working with him.
Which kind of work is more? Oh.
映画の中でこうワンカットで彼が木の上にバーって登ってパンって切るっていうシーンがあったんだけど、あれは最初に映画の中でそういうシーンがあるっていうのはなくて、下村雄二が前の日に突然あれを思いついて、それで次の日に彼にいきなり「はいこれやって」って言ってやったら彼があっという間にできた。
So you see a scene in a film where he just runs up a tree in a single shot and it cuts it all the way down. And that wasn't actually originally in the script, but Shimomura Yuji thought of it the day before and was like, hey, let's just do this. And he was able to do it. He was able to do it in one shot. Yeah, that was a real sudden request, but if it wasn't him, if it wasn't Mimoto-san, no one would have been able to do it.
So how does the work in terms of the working methods? I mean, I've seen some things about how action is done on Japanese films, at this budget level, and they're pretty flexible, like on set. You sort of have the idea that in this scene this is going to happen, but it's not like it's choreographed ahead of time. The guys work through it and they practice kind of right on set. My assumption is on a video game you have to have it planned out well in advance because you're dealing with motion capture. Which kind of working is more difficult? Which do you enjoy more?
そうですね。いや事前にリハーサルをしたシーンもあって、先ほどの紹介話があったように木のシーンは当日でいきなりこれやれって言われたんですけども、でもやっぱり変化を求められることがやっぱり僕たち役者にとっても刺激的なので、やっぱりそういうのは僕にとっても刺激になります。
It was actually a mixture. There are some action sequences that were rehearsed ahead of time, and then there's some scenes like the tree scene where I just turn up the day of and they tell me to do it. But as an actor, as a performer, it's really great to be asked to change things and to be asked to be flexible. It's actually great for me as a performer.
Do you have anything else lined up coming soon? Films you're going to work on?
Secret. I hope I act again in Sushi Typhoon.
Does anybody have any questions for Mimoto-san? Right here. Wait for the microphone to come in.
Oh, sure.
So there were a lot of ridiculous scenes in this movie. What was your favorite scene to film and why?
エイリアンをタコ殴りにするところですね。エイリアンをオーダーする。
Oh, yeah. The scene where I basically batter the alien to bits.
What's it like beating the crap out of a guy in a rubber suit? I mean, he can't see, he can't breathe. It must be a suit actor. I felt bad for him. He's getting the crap knocked out of him. You're punching a guy in a rubber suit.
If I tell someone?
ヘッここは人の頭じゃないんです。
This is not a person's head here.
揺れてここがむちゃくちゃ痛いんですね。
This is not the person's head, but if you punch them here, their actual head shakes back and forth a lot.
So you're saying that the suit actor now has brain damage?
So during the breaks, I fan them off.
Any other questions, Mr. Mimoto? Anybody else? Question? Raise your hand. I know you want to know something. Yes, go ahead. You need to shout or wait for the mic.
Could you make the angry ninja face?
So that's, I think, a good thing to leave it on. Unless producer Chiba has anything you want to add.
いやもう胸いっぱいです。
No, my heart is full already.
Yes. Well, thanks again for coming. And